Hello, welcome to stream. We're back with more of this. I legit can't believe that we made it this far the last time that we did this. We made it all the way through Kingdom Hearts Key, and we're just now starting Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. So I should probably give an indication of that here. This is the start of. Well, actually, I'll put it as like a title. So I'll be like, this is now Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. There we go. And hopefully the stream looks good. Hopefully we don't drop frames today. But yeah. Let's see. I was looking on my notes. The beach episode starts a lot earlier than I thought it did. I thought it happened much later. Yeah, Maleficent comes out pretty early too. So we're gonna be getting to her in a bit. I was just looking through here, and I'm just wondering how far we think we can get today. So let's see, this is page 7 of the notes. Maybe we get to... We passed El Reina. I'm just trying to pace it so that I know. Maybe we stop just before Wreck-It Ralph World? Are we ambitious enough to be able to get that far? Let's find out. It's mostly going to be more script writing. Because, like, we already have a lot of the assets for this already. So we might be good, maybe, with, like, gathering characters and locations and stuff. So it may just be more script writing, but I mean, we'll still have some fun. We'll you know, we'll do what we can. Yeah, so we start off with, let's see, right. So we have to explain that the entirety of the events of Kingdom Hearts Key has been all a dream to the player, except it wasn't a dream. But we'll get to that. I think the thing that we start off with when starting Union Cross is we establish who the new Union leaders are. Because, like, we knew who a few of them were. We knew that Ephemer, Skuld, and Sterlitzia were Union leaders, and now Sterlitzia died? So yeah, we're gonna be like, all right, here's all the new Union leaders. So how do we transition from the Keyblade Graveyard after the war to this new, like, almost world? Well, they are in a new world, but, like, how do we transition between the two? And I'm thinking maybe Skuld and Ava come up and they drag the player's dead corpse away from the graveyard. So I'll say, like, this is now the start of Union Cross. So I'll say, like, now that everyone, so, like, yeah, because we explained before that everyone, Ava is gathering dandelions and Union leaders to lead in the new world, right? So I'll establish that I suppose it's not a spoiler to say now that now everyone's in the new world. So everyone is now in the new world. All the foretellers are gone. And now all the unions are led by even more children. Because now the only adults in the room were the foretellers. And now they're gone, because we killed them all. So, it's now it's being led by even more children, which surely that won't go wrong. But now all the unions are led by even more children. The new union leaders are, and then I'll list them off as ephemer. So I'll maybe I'll format it like well, the new union okay, so we are in the Keyblade Graveyard. And we need everyone. Okay, so yeah, we're in the Keyblade Graveyard. I'm not bringing in any characters. I'm only gonna bring in characters as I introduce them. So, the new union leaders are, and then I'll add ephemer, Scald, this, and then I'll be like, this kid named Brain, who we haven't met yet, who is the smart one with the fedora. This dude named... Oops, that's the thing that I copied and pasted to start the stream with. My bad. This dude named Larium. And then I'll be like, hey, he looks familiar. Doesn't he? My hope for this is, and then I'll be, and Ventus. So my hope for this is when I'm establishing the new union leaders, I'll be like, okay, the new ones are Ephemer, Scald, and then this new kid named Brain, right? Then I'll introduce Larium, and I'll kind of like drive it home to be like, hey, nudge, nudge, he kind of looks familiar, doesn't he? And then as Cole is already getting mad about that, then I'll be like, and just Ventus, he's here too. It's Ventus, here he is. So I'm hoping that's the way this all goes. God, I can't wait. I almost feel like maybe I should make like a character like introductory cards for all the union leaders that I can just like slowly like toggle off as I go through. So maybe I do bring in all the characters at the start, and then I have like character cards that I slowly reveal, just so that they're like nice and big and on screen, and be like, this is who they are. So Ephemer, Scald, Brain, Larium, Ventus. So we don't need this kind of formatting. There we go. So that's introducing the new union leaders. So the union leaders know what happened during Kingdom Hearts Key, and so do all the Chirithes. All the Chirithes know. Like, not even, like, just the union leaders. Like, even the player's Chirithy knows what happened before the war. But the actual union members and the player doesn't know. They think it's all a dream. Yeah, then, so they're just kind of introduced. Nothing really happens, like, plot-worthy with them. They're just like, boy, aren't you glad that we're all union leaders? Maybe I'll probably have to do some convincing that this is actually really Ventus. This is really, actually Ventus. So, yeah, the players just go into more Disney worlds. Let's see. Maybe I bring the player into the Keyblade graveyard and be like, the player doesn't know anything, and his Chirithy and the union leaders want to tell him, but they can't. Or do I cut back to a shot where they're just watching him sleep in his room, because they've done that before? Or maybe this is something I just explained. I don't really have to, like, show it. Or I don't have to introduce any other characters. I could just say, like, the new union leaders, as well as everyone's Chirithy, are the only ones. Well, first I should mention the player and all the other dandelions. Did I mention before that they're called dandelions? Let me just make sure. I could just change that real quick if I need to. Yeah, Avos to gather Keyblade wielders and bring them to a new world after this one was destroyed. These Keyblade wielders are called dandelions. So just establish that. Just be like, alright. So these are the dandelions. So the player and all the other dandelions think that everything up until now has been a really bad dream. The new union leaders, as well as everyone's Chirithy, are the only ones that know that the events of Kingdom Hearts Key, including the war, actually happened. Should I capitalize Chirithy? I don't know. Maybe I should have a little bit of dialogue here and be like, I don't know, maybe the player's Chirithy comes up and is like, hey, don't you think we should tell these people the truth about what happened before? I don't know. Maybe it'll help overcome. Maybe it'll help overcome trauma. I don't know. Instead of just hiding it and pretending none of it ever happened. I think we should tell these people the truth about what happened before. I don't know. Maybe it'll help overcome trauma instead of just hiding it, pretending none of it ever happened. And then Skuld's like, nah. Let's see. How'd I put it in my notes? Having new experiences with new friends will help push the trauma deeper. To fill the player in on everything. Does that mean everything relating to this new world, not relating to the past? Because the player doesn't know about the past. And he shouldn't know. Oh no, it's flooded with Heartless. And he's making friends. They're discussing their unions, Disney shenanigans, and Maleficent. Nah. They'll make new friends. We gotta gaslight everyone into thinking the big war never happened. It's the only way. So let's see. What happens next? The player is just continuing business as usual. He's fighting Heartless, and he's making new friends. Maybe we cut to the union meeting room. How did I call that room? Union leader meeting room. And we need all the union leaders. So let's see. While the player and everyone else is off in Disney World fighting Heartless and continuing business as usual, the new union leaders are discussing how to lead their unions. Let's see. They don't want to assign anyone to any specific union to avoid people fighting with each other and to avoid repeating events of the past. Ventus is skeptical, but is assured that as long as everyone thinks long and hard about their actions, he's confident about leading their union. Yeah. Ava set like rules for like how they should lead their unions, and it's like that's dumb because that's how everyone started fighting in war in the first place. Excuse me, sorry. So let's see, how should I start this conversation? Maybe Brain's like, alright team, we have this rule book given to us by Ava describing how we should be leading our unions. And then, let's see, maybe Ventus is like, but this just basically because the rule book describes exactly how everyone led their unions before. But this just basically describes how the unions are. But this just basically describes how the unions were established before. Didn't that lead to, oh, I don't know, war? And then Braid's like, nope, we gotta follow the rule book. Exactly. Because I know they have a more in-depth discussion about that, which is like incredibly weird. Maybe that's later, but I'll just establish this now. So he says, "Our team, we have this rule book given us by Ava, describing how we should be leading our unions." And Ventus is like, but this just basically describes exactly how the unions were led before instead of established. I'll say led. Did that lead to, I don't know, war? Then Braid's like, nope, we gotta... Well, instead of nope, I should say, yeah, but we gotta follow the rule book exactly. We don't want to be breaking any rules now, do we? And then Ephemer will come out, and he'll be like, wait, no. Yeah, Ventus is right. We need to kinda learn from their mistakes so we don't end up constantly fighting each other all the time. So we don't end up constantly fighting each other all the time. Maybe we Maybe just say, screw the whole union thing, and just have everyone work together. And then Ventus is like, yeah, that works. And then Scold's like, I like that idea. And then Brain's like, but the rules! But the rules! And then that's it for their meeting. Oh yeah, except they talk about creating Dream Eaters. I forgot about that. Maybe we, like, extremely jarringly, we go like Ephemer says. Dream Eaters. What do you think? What if we just make some little guys? What if we just make some little guys? Yeah, so they make Dream Eaters because the player's been having nightmares about the war. So actually, since Scold was the one who mentioned before about wanting to suppress everyone's memories, maybe Scold is the one that says this. So Scold's like, Dream Eaters, what do you think if we just make some little guys? And then Ephemer's like, that's great. I love me some little guys, but what would they be good for besides just being some good little guys? Then Scold's like, well, they devour nightmares. Everyone's been having nightmares about this great war. So, if we make some little guys that can devour those nightmares, we can push the trauma even deeper. And then Ephemer's like, that sounds like a great idea, and I don't see anything that could go wrong with that. And then, since Laurium hasn't had a chance to talk yet, I mean, Laurium just doesn't talk until later. So Laurium's like, I'm here too, but don't worry about me. My whole thing comes up later. And then Ephemer's like, oops, didn't mean to do that. Ephemer's like, wait, what? And then Laurium's like, stop. I keep hitting control, but I keep hitting shift. I'm trying to hit control I to make it italics, but I keep holding shift. And I think that's what's making that come up. So Laurium's like, don't worry about it. Alright, so starting from the top, Brain's like, alright team, we have this rule book given to us by Ava describing how we should be leading our unions. And Ventus is like, this is just exactly how the unions were led before. Maybe that's how I should word it. So, but this is just exactly how the unions were led before. Didn't that lead to, oh, I don't know, war? And Braid's like, yeah, but we gotta follow the rule book exactly. We don't want to be breaking any rules now, do we? And Efra's like, wait, no, yeah, Ventus is right. We need to kind of learn from their mistakes so we don't end up constantly fighting each other all the time. Maybe we just say, screw the whole union thing and just have everyone work together? Yeah, that works. I like that idea. But the rules! Dream Eaters! What do you think? What if we make some little guys? And Efra's like, yeah, that's great. I love me some little guys, but what would they be good for besides just being some good little guys? And Scold's like, well, they devour nightmares. Everyone's been having nightmares about this great war, so if we make some little guys that can devour those nightmares, we can push the trauma even deeper. And Ephraim's like, that sounds like a great idea. I don't see anything that could go wrong with that. And then Lorium's like, I'm here too, but don't worry about me. My whole thing comes up later. Ephraim's like, wait, what? He's like, don't worry about it. So, now Maleficent's whole deal. So we need, let's see. So this whole section has been, establishing the new unions. So there. So let's see. Now we talk about Maleficent and her whole deal. So the player screws up the plot of Sleeping Beauty, but when the plot of the movie's done, we see Maleficent. And it's revealed she came from the future! So... actually, we need a shot of a Sleeping Beauty world. So let's see. We got Sleeping Beauty world, and we got we need the player. Oh boy, what'd I do? Okay, we're good. We need the player, and we need Maleficent. I think that's how you spell it. And we need some Heartless. As the player is fighting Heartless in this Disney world, he ends up fighting Maleficent and kicks her skull in. Assuming she is now defeated, the player then leaves. But Maleficent gets back up. So we need to minus the player. And then Maleficent is like, curses. Oops. Curses. Why do I always get defeated? I didn't come all this way from Kingdom Hearts 1. I didn't come all this way from Kingdom Hearts 1 just to get defeated again. Actually, the player doesn't fully leave. Maybe the player just kind of walks like slightly off screen a little bit. Some left's like, curses, why do I always get defeated? I didn't come all this way from Kingdom Hearts 1 just to get defeated again. And then the player's like, huh? What's Kingdom Hearts? And then Maleficent's like, oh yeah, guess what? I came from the future. And then I'm gonna put a comment here to be like, show the scene from Kingdom Hearts 1 where Maleficent gets stabbed by Riku just before turning into the dragon. Because that's how she travels back in time to the past, which is Union Cross. I didn't come all this way from Kingdom Hearts 1 just to get defeated again. Huh? What's the Kingdom Hearts? Oh yeah, guess what? I came from the future. And then the player's like, huh? Oh, that's neat. And then the player leaves. Player that actually leaves, and then we minus the player. Minus the player, and we need, well, before we bring darkness into this, we should probably talk about what time travel is. And I wrote it down here. Okay, so in order to time travel in Kingdom Hearts, and I assume they go into this a little bit in Dream Drop Distance because, oh boy, we'll get to that. I'll reiterate it in this presentation because this won't be the last time anyone's going to be time traveling in the Kingdom Hearts series. Okay, so in order to time travel in Kingdom Hearts, you can only go back as far as when there is another, when another version of you exists. And since the player is able to go to Sleeping Beauty World, even with the VR goggles on from before, because that's how I established how the rules work. Let's see. How did I describe that exactly? It's an Ephemer's arc. Yeah, the player physically goes to where these worlds are on the map. They have VR goggles on showing them the future. So basically, while the player is roaming an empty desert, they're seeing Aladdin, Jafar, and Jasmine from the future interacting with them. And the lux that they get from these worlds come from the present version. So even with the VR goggles on from before, technically a version of Maleficent exists in this Union Cross world, even if she is a projection from the future. Basically, don't worry about it. This is just where the plot is going now. And just smile. Also, well, before I write that. So, okay, so in order to time travel in Kingdom Hearts, you can only go back as far as when another version of you exists. And since the player is able to go to Sleeping Beauty World, even with the VR goggles on from before, technically a version of Maleficent would exist in this Union Cross world, even if she is a projection from the future. Also, your heart needs to be separated from your body. The heart is the only thing that is able to travel through time. The heart's the only thing that's able to travel through time, not the body. So that's why that's why when Riku stabbed her in Kingdom Hearts 1, she became able to time travel. And then maybe this is where I show the comment. So, show the scene from Kingdom Hearts 1 where Maleficent gets stabbed by Riku just before turning. Excuse me. Oh boy. Oh baby. Lipstick gets stabbed by Riku just before. And then we don't need this one. Yes. Alright. Okay, so in order to time travel in Kingdom Hearts, you can only go back as far as when another version of you exists, and since the player is able to go to Sleeping Beauty World, even with the VR goggles on from before, technically a version of Maleficent would exist in this Union Cross world, even if she is a projection from the future. Also, your heart needs to be separated from your body. The heart is the only thing that's able to travel through time, not the body, so that's why when Riku stabbed her in Kingdom Hearts 1, she became able to time travel. Also, I should probably also mention that time travel only works by going in the past, unless they bring that up later. Maybe they bring that up later. I should probably start bringing in darkness into all this. So let's see. It's here. She meets a mysterious figure calling itself Darkness. It tells her that the Master of Masters knew she would try and time travel. So he made sure not to create a Sleeping Beauty world during the events of Kingdom Hearts Key. After the war, the worlds were created again based on the data from the Book of Prophecies. They don't want her going to the future and spreading information about the events of Union Cross. Maleficent says it's impossible to travel back to the future anyway, but Darkness says they know a way. So they don't really mention that. It's just like darkness doesn't like mention that, but so I'll just put it in this paragraph here. Also, time travel only works by going to the past. You can't go to the future without any special means of doing so. Or I'll just say you can't go to the future, because they describe it as it's impossible. I should probably also explain why Maleficent went back in time. The only reason Maleficent went back in time... Maybe that's something I should look up. Because I think it was literally just to get away from Sora, right? To be like, oh boy, that boy Sora almost defeated me. Good thing I went back in time quick enough. Why did Maleficent go back in time during Union Cross? Yeah. Uh-huh. Right, I know that. Yeah. Okay. She wanted to erase her failures. So she was like, alright, I'm gonna go back in time to a point where I win, and I'm gonna change the future to be in my favor. Okay. Oh yeah, guess what? I came from the future. Nah, I don't need to explain all that. I thought it was because of Sora that, like, she came from the future. And then, yeah, I explained everything about time travel. And then, alright, let's bring darkness into here. Oh, boy. So darkness is all... Hey. So, the Master of Masters knew all about how you were going to time travel. So that's why there was never... Well, oh, and this is darkness saying all this. Okay, so the Masters knew about all about how you're going to time travel, so that's why there was never a sleeping beauty world during Kingdom Hearts Key. There is a sleeping beauty world here because he wanted to lure you to the new world so that you would become trapped here. And then Maleficent's like, why would I be trapped here in this so-called new world when I was... Why would I be trapped here in this so-called new world when it just looks exactly the same? And then Darkness is like, because this new world is actually a world of data. And that's the reveal. Maybe it's revealed later, but actually no, it literally is revealed here because Darkness is like, Darkness? Like down here, he's like, yeah, this is a world of data. So it is revealed there. Because this new world is actually a world of data. That's how it all works. Oh, also, I'm the only one that knows this. All the union leaders, Shirathes, players, and everyone else don't realize it yet. But just don't worry about it. We'll get to it later. So let's see. Hey, so the Master Masters knew all about how you were going to time travel, so that's why there was never a Sleeping Beauty world during Kingdom Hearts Key. There is a Sleeping Beauty world here because he wanted to lure you to the new world so that you become trapped here. Maleficent's like, why would I be trapped here in this so-called new world when it looks exactly the same? And Darkness is like, because, or I should say, when it wouldn't matter anyway. And Darkness is like, because this new world is actually a world of data. That's how it all works. Also, I'm the only one that knows this. All the union leaders, Shirathes players, and everyone else don't realize it yet. But don't worry about it. We'll get to it later. Let's see. What else? Yeah, the worlds were created again based on data from the Book of Prophecies. They don't want her going to the future and spreading misinformation about Union Cross. So yeah, you're trapped here so that you don't go back to the future and spread information about everything happening in Union Cross, especially about the Book of Prophecies. Boy, that would... excuse me, sorry. Boy, that would be real bad if that happened. Maleficent's like, Oh, but it doesn't matter if this world so you're trapped here so that you don't go back to the future and spread information about everything happening in Union Cross, especially about the Book of Prophecies. Boy, that'd be real bad if that happened. And Maleficent's like, so because I'm in a data world, I can't go back to the future, but I could otherwise? And Darkness is like, I know a way to... I do know a way to get you back to the future, TM. Hey! Aria Milla? I'm doing good. Thanks for joining stream. I'm writing the script for Kingdom Hearts Union Cross because my roommate and I have been playing through all the Kingdom Hearts games and we can't play Union Cross, so I'm gonna give him a presentation on it, and that's gonna be held here. I have all these locations. I have, you know, all these important locations, and I have all these characters that show up here as well, and I'm just gonna kind of have them like bobbling around. But yeah, we're at the point where Maleficent shows up and she's talking to Darkness. You follow me on Twitter? Nice. I appreciate it. I want to post more on there eventually, more than just notifications about going live. Maybe stuff relating to the game I'm working on. But yeah, that's the goals for this year. But yeah. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I'll take a look at your profile after the stream. But right now I'm gonna continue to work on this. So let's see. It's because I'm in a data world, I can't go back to the future, but I could otherwise. And then Darkness is like, I know a way to get you back to the future. Smile. Back to the future. TM. Yeah, there we go. Gotta get that trademark symbol in there. I know a way to get you back to the future. And then Darkness pulls out a copy of Back to the Future. Because the only jokes that I know are all the low-hanging fruit. Well, thanks for the follow. Oh, there it goes. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. I hope you stick around for more streams. I stream usually Tuesdays and Thursdays at about this time. And I'm either working on this, which I'm actually making a lot of good progress with. I'm already like halfway through. But I'm either working on this or I am developing a video game, which is kind of like a Kingdom Hearts inspired like action RPG kind of thing that I'm developing in Unreal Engine, and I'm working on that on Thursdays. So yeah, stick around if you want to see some of that. But yeah, that ends the conversation between Maleficent and Darkness, and now we're at the beach episode. Everyone's hanging out on the beach. Stepping on the beach. Stepping on the beach. Stepping on the beach. Alright, beach episode. Don't worry about anything related to Darkness and Maleficent. It's now a beach episode. So what happens? It's just literally the player hanging out with all his friends, and they're eating ice cream, and they're on the beach. So this whole thing has been, yeah. This has been Maleficent. Maleficent joins the party. Let's see. Beach episode. There isn't gonna be much to this. It's just gonna be a very jarring cut. Between all the important plot stuff happening with Maleficent and just now they're on the beach. So the player. So we need the beach scene. And we need the player. And we need all his friends. Which I'm thinking... So I'm going to put that in this list of characters here. So we need an indication of the player's friends. Which I'm thinking is just going to be like a crowd of children. Like a stock photo of a group of children. So the player is sitting on the beach with all his friends, eating sea salt ice cream, which will make Cole especially mad. After reuniting with all the Disney characters and seeing how happy they are, the player's Keyblade starts glowing. The reason for this is because he knows in his heart that everyone has a happy ending. That means it's almost over, right? Smile. So the player's sitting on the beach with all his friend eating sea salt ice cream. Nothing happens. They all just have a good time. Because they're children. Children need good serotonin and can't be fighting in battles all the time. Player sitting on the beach with all his friends eating sea salt ice cream. Nothing happens. They all just have a good time because they're children. Children need good serotonin and can't be fighting in battles all the time. Everyone then leaves to fight in more battles. So that's the beach episode. Next we're going back to the Union Cross meeting room. Ephemer holds an emergency meeting. Insert Among Us joke here. But Lauriam isn't there. Brain tells the group that Lauriam just agrees with anything the group decides, so he doesn't need to be there. Okay, here we go. This is what I was thinking of earlier. You know what? I just realized... Why isn't chat displaying the chat? I don't know why. I looked over. I've been reading the actual Twitch chat this whole time. Why isn't the chat actually displaying the chat? Let me refresh. Test. Okay, there it is. Huh, that's weird. That's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. Anyway, everyone then leaves to fight in more battles. Union Cross meeting room. We got Ephemer. Oh boy. Oh baby. Keep it together. We got bold and no italics. Plus Ephemer, Scald, Brain, and Ventus because Lorium isn't there. Let's see. Yeah. Switch Pride. Happy Switch Pride, everyone. They talk about one of the rules in the book called Switch Pride, which states that Keyblade wielders can fight each other. because why not? Yep, sure. Keyblade wielders can fight each other. Ventus, being the literal sole voice of reason, stands up and disagrees with this rule outright, saying that not only does he not want people hurting each other, but that would help them not repeat the mistakes of the past, which is kind of the entire point of this group existing. Skuld also stands with Ventus, but Brain goes, "But the rules! The rules!" Ephemer comes up with a plan, saying that since the end of the Keyblade War, all the worlds were recreated using data from the Book of Prophecies, including Daybreak Town and everyone in it. So it's okay for you to fight data versions of Keyblade wielders, but not other actual wielders. So how does that work? Wait, so they don't know that they're in a data world. But are they thinking that they can enter a quote-unquote data version of Daybreak Town based on the Book of Prophecies? So they can enter a world version of Daybreak Town that was the version of Daybreak Town during Kingdom Hearts Key? And since they're data versions, it's fine? Sure, okay, Ephemer holds an emergency meeting, and then I'll just, in parentheses, Among Us joke. I'll either actually go through the effort of making an Among Us joke, or I'll just say the words Among Us joke during the presentation. Wait, is it called Switch Pride or Shift Pride? I wrote it two different ways in my notes. Hold on. It's Shift Pride. Yeah, this is when Elrena appears. And yeah. Yeah, Lorium isn't here. Shift Pride. Yeah. Alright. I don't need to read all that. I took my notes. Ephemer holds an emergency meeting. And then Ephemer's like, alright, everyone here? And then Skuld is like, Lorium isn't here. What's keeping him? And then Brain is like, I did not mean to do that. Brain's like, oh, Larium won't be here today. He says he's just going to agree with whatever we decide during this meeting. He's just going to agree with whatever we decide during this meeting. So because he has other business to attend to. And then Ephemer is like, alright, sure, whatever. There's something in this rule book called Shift Pride. Happy Shift Pride, everyone. There's something in this rule book called a Shift Pride, and then I'll say like, Happy Shift Pride, everyone. And I'm not sure how I feel about it. And then Brain is like, why? What's wrong? Ephemer is like, it literally states that Keyblade wielders can and should be fighting each other. And then Ventus chimes in and is like, didn't that lead to war? Ephemer is like, yeah, but this rulebook came from Ava. How do I put this? Or maybe instead of Ephemer saying this, it's Brain. And he's all, yeah, but we gotta follow the rules. We gotta follow the rules. And then Ventus is like, are you even listening to anything? Or instead of that, be like, do you even know why we are all here in the first place? I don't want to fight, or I don't want to have any more child war. No. Please. Or are you serious? Do you even know why we're all here in the first place? I don't want to have any more war. Are you serious? Hey, Almost Absent. Welcome to the stream. I'm making a presentation on Union Cross, and we made it to the part where all the Union leaders are gathered, and they're talking about Shift Pride, which is the rule in the rule book saying that Keyblade wielders should be fighting each other. Almost. You can kind of say that. I'm making a presentation. So what's happening is my roommate and I have been playing through all the Kingdom Hearts games, and we are currently in Dream Drop. We're starting Dream Drop Distance, and I have been thinking to myself, gosh, we won't be able to play Union Cross because the server's shut down, and my god, I don't want to play that game anyway. So what I'm doing is I watched a 7-hour long YouTube video, and I took plenty of notes, and I am making a presentation based on, I have all these locations. I'm making a presentation based on the plot of Union Cross. So I'm just basically, I have all the locations, I have all the characters here, and I'm just gonna kind of make them bobble around according to the script that I'm writing, based off of the notes that I took from when I watched that video. So yeah, thank you for joining the stream. I'm gonna keep working on this. Let's see. So all the new union leaders have gathered in this new world, and they're like, all right, we don't want to make the same mistakes as the last time because that actually led to war. So what do? Hey, there's this rule in this book called Shift Pride. It says that people can fight each other and start wars. And everyone is in the room is just like, no, why? Huh? What? So everyone's like, no, are you serious? And then Brain is like, yeah, but we gotta follow the rules. So let's see. Good luck. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. Where did I leave off? Yeah, Ephemer comes up with a plan. So Ventus and Brain are arguing with each other, being like, no, I don't want to fight in war. And then Ephemer chimes in. And he's all... Can you say, yeah, I have I have automod turned up just a slight teeny little bit. I just don't want to encourage aggressive swearing. I don't know, maybe I'll make more adjustments to it later, but I don't know. Let's see. Right, so Ephemer's like, guys, it's okay. I have a plan. What if it's okay to fight data versions of Keyblade wielders, but not actual people? So like we create a data version of Daybreak Town, and then in parentheses I'll be like, not realizing that they're already in a data version, or in a data world. It's like we create a data version of Daybreak Town, so Keyblade wielders can fight data versions of themselves. Let's see. If they want to. And then Ventus like, or Scald. Maybe I bring Scald in here and be like, yeah, sure, that makes perfect sense. And then Brain's all, yeah, sure. Whatever. And then Laurium comes back. Let's see. We don't need to know that he came up with the idea, Since all the worlds were created as data, he's been looking for someone personal to him. He says it's a solo mission, he doesn't want any help. Effort tells this to the rest of the group. Lorium was also the one who came up with the idea. Okay, yeah, we don't need any of that. We then follow Lorium as he runs into a new person named Elrena. Here we go. So meanwhile, Lorium has been looking for his sister during the entire meeting. Lorium, yeah, that's how you spell it. So I'll just call this section after the beach episode. I'll just call this, like, Lorium's arc. And so they have the meeting, and then during the meeting is when Lorium does his whole thing. So we need... what locations do I have? Probably... Oh, okay, so I actually do have the Daybreak Town stairs. So yeah, so we do that. So we get the Daybreak Town stairs, and we need... Why are these names spelled so weird? My god. We need Lorium, and we need Elrena. So Lorium runs into this other familiar-looking person, looking absent-mindedly in the distance. And he's like... Hey, I'm trying to find my sister. Do you know where she could be? And then Elrena is like... I should probably mention her name is Elrena. So I'll be like... Lorium runs to this other familiar-looking person sitting on the stairs looking absent-mindedly in the distance. Her name is Elrena. I'm trying to find my sister. Do you know where she could be? And Elrena's like... No, because I don't know you, and I don't know anything about what your sister looks like. You can't just go up to people and ask, well, nah. Just be like, nah, because I don't know you, and I don't know anything about what your sister looks like, so I couldn't help you even if I wanted to. Let's see. Okay, so it is revealed here that her name is Strelitzia, and that Strelitzia is Lorium's sister. They asked about his sister, is revealed to be Strelitzia. Reyna says she doesn't really know Strelitzia. She was in the same party as her every so often. She's always waiting for someone. So I'll just have Lorium be like, oh, my bad. Let's see. I'll just have him, like, start describing Strelitzia. And then at the end be like, and also her name is Strelitzia. So I'll be like, oh, my bad. She's got like orange hair, red ribbons, green eyes, and her name is Strelitzia. Has orange hair, red ribbons, green eyes, and her name is Strelitzia. Is that how you spell it? Strelitzia. Strelitzia. Litzia. Okay, there we go. She's orange hair, red ribbons, green eyes, and her name is Strelitzia. And then everyone is like, oh, Strelitzia. Yeah, I remember her. She was in my party a few times. I haven't seen her recently. She was in my party a few times a long while ago. I haven't seen her recently. But I know she always likes sitting on the roof waiting for someone. Well, let's see. I know she always likes sitting by the fountain waiting for someone while doing slam poetry. Because that's how I introduced her at the start of all this, right? She's just sitting in the corner doing slam poetry. Yeah, she's sitting in the corner doing slam poetry. Got it. Let's see, what else happens? I don't know why, but I feel like she... But I feel like she disappeared a while ago. Let's see. Heard Slitz's Cherothy got along. They entered a house, and it hurried back. Recognized the name Scold. Scold offers no advice. Yeah, her name is Strelitzia. My party a long while ago. I haven't seen her recently. But she always likes sitting by the fountain waiting for someone doing slam poetry. I don't know why, but I feel like she disappeared a while ago. And then Lorium's like, huh, that's weird. You mentioned she was waiting for someone. Do you know who this person is? And Lorena's like, nope, not a clue. Maybe you should go ask, who is it, Scald? Or Brain? Maybe you should go ask around. Maybe someone else might know. And then, so that's the end of that. Yeah, Lorium goes back to the meeting and is like, hey, this weird person says my sister was waiting for someone, and I don't know who that someone could be. Maybe they have an idea as to where she is. And then, yeah.
Lauren goes back to meet with the others, and Skull, offers no advice. Brain has some clues as to who the someone might be, saying that they weren't there in the fountain while the war was happening, meaning they might have fought in the war. Yeah, and Ephemer and Skull both realize who this person is, that person being the player. So we should bring Laurium back to the Union Leader meeting room. So we need Ephemer, Skull, Brain, Laurium, Ventus. Laurium goes back to the meeting room to ask the other Union leaders. So Laurium's like, hey, this weird person said that my sister has been waiting for someone. Does anyone know who that might be? And then maybe Skull will say something like, how would we have any idea? We never knew your sister. And then Brain chimes in and is like, I think your sister was waiting for the player. And then Skull and Ephemer are like, oh yeah, the player. We forgot about him. How's he doing? Yeah. His word person said my sister has been waiting for someone. Does anyone know who that might be? How would we have any idea? We never knew your sister. I think your sister was waiting for the player. Oh yeah, the player, we forgot about him. How's he doing? And then, oh, we dropping frames. Dropped some frames, but we're still doing good. My stream preview's buffering a little bit, but it's fine. We can deal, right? Maybe I should have OBS up just to be sure. Player, forgot about him. How's he doing? And then what happens? Ephemer and Laurium go to meet the player. Laurium asks if they know anything about his sister. Having literally never met her, he says he doesn't know anything, but will keep her in his heart. Laurium leaves the player, but he spends the rest of the day just chilling with Ephemer. Which is kind of cute, because it's like, this is the first time that they've actually met each other since, you know, before the war. So it's like, it's cool he's like actually spending some quality time with them again. But like, even though the friendship was established, was kind of forced, and he just kind of started gaslighting him into wanting to go to the tower. But it's fine, it's cute, it's a wholesome moment. Ephemer, yeah, he spends the day chilling with Ephemer. Lorena goes to the house where Strelitzia was murdered. She's some kind of data ghost of Strelitzia walking away. She mentions that she's gone back a few times and hasn't seen her again. I remember a conversation. It mentions the war. Chiruthi says he has to go. So something's going on in that house, but like it doesn't really come back up again. Brain knows for sure that this world is headed for destruction. So he comes up with a plan. Okay, so that's the end of Laurium's arc right here. Laurium thinks that Brain might have some more clues. So now we go back to the Daybreak Town Fountain, and we need Ephemer and Laurium and the player. Sorry about that. Ephemer, Laurium, and the player. Let's see. Ephemer's like, oh, hey, buddy. Long time no see. How are things? How are things? And the player's like, yeah, going good. Boy, am I glad this war I keep. Boy, am I glad this war I keep envisioning is just all a bad dream, isn't it? Boy, am I glad this big war I keep thinking about was all a dream, was all a bad nightmare. And then Laurium's like, haha, yeah, anyway. Do you know anything about Strelitzia? She has orange hair, red ribbons, green eyes, and says she's been waiting for you. That's fine. I'm wondering why. Is that how it's spelled in the script? Strelit. So I think that's how you spell it. STRE, yeah. Still good. Still haven't dropped any more frames. Alright, I'm just gonna refresh my Twitch dashboard because it keeps buffering for some reason. But we're doing good. She says she's been waiting for you, and then the player's like, I've literally never heard of this person in my entire life. We don't need to mention anything about the data ghost, because that's just like, ooh, mystery, who could have killed Strelitzia? Yeah, the player spends the rest of his day chilling with Ephemer. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Alright, so we'll end it here. This is the end of Laurium's arc. So let's see.
then Laurium's like, alright, cool, I'll just go screw myself. And then, I'll just say, like, Ephemer and Laurium both leave. And then next, I'm almost wondering, I might want to end stream here. Because we went through a bunch of, like, sections during this stream, and we're already more than halfway through these notes here. So I'm thinking this might be a good place to leave it. Besides, there's a few things I need to do today. But yeah, so the next time we come back to work on this, which should be next week, we will... Well, let's see. Well, let's see what we did today. I'm not going to read through the whole thing like I did last time, but... yeah, no, it's... Yeah, okay. Sorry, I just want to make sure of something. So yeah, let's see what we accomplished so far. We established the new unions. So we introduced you know, all the new characters. Player and all the other dandelions think that everything up until now has been a really bad dream. Chirithy's like, hey, shouldn't we, I don't know, tell everyone about what happened before? It might help overcome trauma instead of just hiding it, pretending none of it ever happened. Now, they'll make new friends. We gotta gaslight everyone into thinking the big war never happened. It's the only way. Fighting Heartless. The rule book. I don't want to make it lead to war. Brain's like, but the rules! And Laurium's like, I'm here too, but don't worry about me. My whole thing comes up later. And Ephemer's like, wait, what? And he's like, don't worry about it. Maleficent and Sleeping Beauty World and how time travel works and darkness. Riku stabbed her in Kingdom Hearts 1 so she can time travel. I know a way to get you back to the future, TM. Darkness pulls out a copy of Back to the Future because the only jokes I know how to make are all the low-hanging fruit ones. Beach episode, nothing happens. Children have fun at the beach, and it's good. And then all of Laurium's arc, and Shift Pride, and everyone's like, isn't this gonna literally lead us to more war? And then Laurium is looking for his sister, and they're like, oh yeah, the player, we forgot about him. How's he doing? And then, yeah, boy, am I glad this big war I keep thinking about was all a bad nightmare. He's like, yeah, you the only thing about Strelitzia, and he's like, I've literally never heard of this person. So yeah, we made a lot of progress. Next time, we will have the world, the world is gonna start glitching next time. And they're gonna be like, whoa, why is the world glitching? We were never in a data world, what? And then, yeah, it's all the data world. Game Central Station, then Sonic shows up, and then Wreck-It Ralph World. More conversations with the Master and Lushu. They're talking about the Master's plan. Yeah, they're all in a data world, and then Brain has the Book of Prophecies, but he wasn't supposed to. And then yeah, Maleficent's back, and then etc. etc. So I'm thinking we might need 2 more streams of this. Again, I'm shocked at how far we're coming in this whole thing. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you on Thursday when I
do more game dev stuff. But yeah, take care, and I'll see you then. All right, goodbye.